Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. We are on Monday Monk, maybe 71. I can't remember. We're somewhere around there. And it's been a little bit since I've posted, so I'm very happy to be back here again and happy that you have found a little moment to join me here. So I'm going to cover what I usually cover in every Monday Monk, which is how's writing going, how is knitting going, and how are things in Monkland in general going. And I have a lot to catch up on, so I'll try to go through this quickly. But I've got some great news. We're going to start with how is writing going? How's writing going? It's going pretty darn great. So here's the good news. Hellbent, which I will try to put a picture of the new cover there. Hellbent Book 1 in the Broken Magic series is out now. You can buy it and download it. Wait. If you wait for just a couple weeks, it will be on sale for 99 cents, and I know this. So if you wait a couple weeks, and I will put out another video, you can buy it cheap. So I'm doing you a solid here. Just hang off for a few days, and it will be on sale for 99 cents. And at the same time, book 2 will be on sale for $2.99. So if you just wait a couple weeks, you can get Hellbent and Stone Cold, the new fully updated author versions where I went in and rewrote it to make it cleaner, faster, and more amazing. You can get those for a discount price. And that sale will last a couple of days. So just check back. I think it actually begins running like around the 25th of July. So hang in there and then buy it up if you want to, if you're interested in it. If you've read the old versions, you've read the basic idea of the stories. The new versions, I think, are better. I just think they're better. And then also available for pre-order are the rest of the series. So book 1, Hellbent. Book 2, Stone Cold. Again, that's available for pre-order right now, but it will be on sale. It'll have a sale pre-order price coming up on the 25th or so of $2.99. And then book 3, Backlash, and then book 4, Dirty Work. And that's a brand new one. So that nobody's read except, my first readers and myself. So those are all on pre-order right now. You can order them. But like I said, if you wait a couple weeks, you can get the first 2 for cheap. And I'm all for you getting the first 2 for cheap. So there you go. That's the good writing news. That is out. Other good writing news, I am outlining Wayward Devils, which is book 4 in the Souls of the Road series. This is the spin-off series from the Ordinary Oregon series. You don't have to read Ordinary Oregon to read Wayward. They stand on their own. But if you do read Ordinary, there's a couple people who show up in Wayward, and it just kind of makes it fun, but they hold their own just fine. So the good news with the Wayward series, or I keep calling it the Wayward series because all the titles are Wayward, but it's the Souls of the Road series. The good news with that is that I got book covers for the last 3 in the series, and I talked to the artist, and she revised the first 3 book covers in the series too. So the first covers were great, but we did a little something to them, and I like them even better now. So we've got some revised covers, and I have the covers for the last 3 books in that series. The Souls of the Road series will be 6 books. So I've got all the covers, and I like them. They're gorgeous. I will be updating those on my webpage too. Remember, in the newsletters where you can sign up to get news about my books, get news about friends of mine who have books coming out, and then also get in the drawing for the knit toys. Look at me segue. Look at me segue like a pro. Segue. Knitting. Talking about knit toys. How's knitting going, Devon? Knitting's going well, thank you, because I just finished the knit toy that will be given away in the July newsletter, which will be coming out about at that same time, about the 25th of July. Right at the end of July, I'll put out my newsletter. It's what I usually do. So just before I show you the new toy, I got to show you that one that still hasn't been claimed. This poor little TV. Okay, so little TV guy back here has still not been claimed. Once again, he comes up to the camera. Here he is. Pretty darn cute. Got the adjustable antenna deals. Got the little red feet. He's the retro TV with the little plug-in. And I tell you, people, somebody is going to answer their email that said that they won this little widget and they're going to get him. I don't know who, but boy, I'm going to be so happy to know that he's going off to somebody who's going to enjoy him. He will be given away in the July newsletter along with a new toy. What's the new toy, Devon? Okay, here's a new toy that I knit. It's kind of silly, and I'm not going to be able to display it very well. So I went to the UFO festival in May, and I mostly just wanted to buy a alien T-shirt or UFO T-shirt, something fun. I didn't find a T-shirt, which was I was kind of sad about, honestly. But I did find a tiny little stuffed alien that I really liked, and I like it so much. I thought, well, what if I knit something like that? Like Nina, hi Nina, had a suggestion of me knitting a robot, which by the way, I read all of the comments on here and I'm going to get better about replying to them, but thank you so much for leaving comments. And Nina, you suggested, have you knit a robot yet? And I haven't. I knit robot crutch covers. I broke my ankle a few years back and I was in a lot of pain. And so I decided I needed to knit some crutch handle covers and I needed them to be robots. I needed some wingmen with me. So I needed R2 and BB-8. And so I'll see if I can find a picture and post it here. But so I put R2 and BB-8 on each of my crutch covers and I winged it. I just made them like, there, I did it. And they turned out pretty cute and I was happy with them. I should really make up a pattern, but I have never knit a robot toy. I will though, because I think that's a great idea and I have one in mind. And so I will knit a robot toy, but kind of in that same idea. I didn't knit a robot toy, but I did knit, wait a second, I gotta mess with it a little bit. I tried to make this one unusual in that it's interactive. I don't know how well that turned out. So we're gonna be a little patient with them. Okay, so what I knit is an alien. Here he is. So this little alien dude has, just I guess your basic little green man, right? You will notice that it's got good antennae dudes. Not as posable as the TV, but they definitely do something. Pretty cute face. Let's see if I can get him right up there. What even? Whoop. Oh, there, that should be the picture for my channel. Anyway, so pretty cute little guy, but you'll notice his hands are a little weird because this was my idea. And I don't know how well it turned out, but his hands have elastic on them. And why do his hands have elastic on them? Because his hands are little mitts that you put your finger in. See this? Can you see that I just stuck my finger in his little mitt? We see that. Let's see if I can get it in there, right? Yeah. And then let's see if we can do it. So finger in here. What I'm going to tell you is that we have discovered why I have discovered, this is my own discovery. I've discovered why aliens always come in UFOs. And the reason is because even though they have stretchy arms and can fly on their own, they're not very aerodynamic. Yep, they need spaceships to fly. So this guy doesn't so much fly as he tumbles. However, it's still fun, right? So it's a tumbling alien, a kind of flying little green man. But yeah, definitely needs a spaceship. He's not a very good flyer without it. I don't know. What do we think? Can we shoot him off one more time, see if he flies? Okay, this is not at all awkward on camera, by the way, just so you know. It's totally awkward. Okay, here he goes. Okay, fly, little green man. Yeah, that didn't go very good. So anywho, here he is, little green man, little flying green man with his little flying mitts, and he will be given away in the July newsletter. Now, I winged this. This is not a pattern anywhere on the internet. Like, I wasn't sure how to do the little stretchy arms, and so I did find a pattern that told you how to do a stretchy arm, which is how I would have done it anyway. But I did use that pattern's, I modified it, but basic concept for the little hands. So I will put a link to that. There will be a link to that pattern down below, but the alien pattern doesn't exist. I just made him. So anyways, alien guy will be given away in the July newsletter. You can sit back there with our, sit back there a little further with our TV. There we go. Okay, so that's writing is going well. Knitting is going well. I am actually going to start right into my next knitting project. I want to get one project ahead. Okay, so the last thing that I talk about is how are things going in Monk World. Monk World has been busy, y'all. I went on a quick RV trip with my sister over to the coast. We went to Yachats, which if you look at it on the map and you aren't from Oregon, you might call it Yachits, but it's or Yachat, maybe Yachat. It's actually Yahats. And we went to a place to park the RV where we hadn't ever been before, and it was lovely. It was cold, it was windy. We were wearing our winter hats and scarves and our woolly coats because, yes, it was June into June in Oregon, but it was cold over there because it's the Oregon coast. And but we had a good time. It was nice just to get away, the two of us, and so that was a lovely trip. On that beach were a lot of round rocks, and I'm wishing that I would have picked some of them up because they would be perfect painting rocks, where you paint things on them and leave them on trails and stuff for people. So missed opportunity. I should have brought a couple rocks home, but otherwise we had just a wonderful time. Let's see what else. We have done a lot of yard work to try to get the yard kind of summer set for the rest of the summer, so we don't have to do a lot of yard work, and that included pulling blackberries again, trimming the roses and a lot of our bushes, the fuchsias, the lemon balm, trimming back rhododendrons, and just basically trying to tidy up the yard so that it's good for summer. And I think we got it tidy. It's like I said, the yard is looking lived in this year, but that's okay. But our garden is going gangbusters. We've harvested snow peas and lots of snow peas and banana peppers and poblanos and green beans so far, and cucumbers. Our tomatoes aren't on yet, and our other cucumbers and squashes aren't on yet. Oh, and we've done lettuces. I need to replant our spinach. And that's what we've gotten out of the garden so far, but it's been just a bounty. It's been wonderful. And our blueberry bushes are just blue. You almost can't see the green on them. There's so many ripe berries. So our blueberries are doing fantastic, and our raspberries are doing fantastic. And so we've harvested those several times, and we will harvest them more. Okay, so all is going well on that side of things. Now, here's the part that's kind of more interesting. This is the story part of the story. So I walk into the house the other day, and my husband's home, and I'm like, I smell skunk. And he's like, do you? And I'm like, yeah, I think I smell skunk. It's in the middle of the afternoon. There's been a skunk around here? He's like, no, I don't think so. And so the rest of the day goes by, and I walk back toward the south side of the house. And over on the south side of the house, we have a storage area that used to be only accessible from the outside that has been closed in. It's attached to the house and now is accessible from the inside of the house. So it sits on the ground, doesn't have a basement under it. That's important to know. Why is it important to know? Because it doesn't have a foundation. I mean, it has a concrete foundation, but it's sitting on the ground. So I go walking back into the room out there by that storage room at the south side of the house, and I smell skunk a lot. And I'm like, oh no, we have a skunk under the storage area, under the house. We have a skunk under the house. It is Saturday. No, it is Friday before the 4th of July weekend, which means nobody's working in the United States. There are no critter catchers working on the Saturday before the 4th of July weekend. Ask me how I know. We called them. We texted them. I do want to shout out one thing. One of the people that I texted and I asked, are you working this Saturday? Because usually they work on Saturdays. He did text me back and say, no, we're not in until Monday. So it's like, okay, well, or until the 5th. So they weren't in until whatever Wednesday, like they weren't in it for several days. Maybe that was, no, yeah, it would have been Wednesday. So we knew that we were on our own with the skunk problem. So my husband had bought a medium-sized animal trap because we had to trap an animal a while ago. And so he's like, well, I'll set it up for the skunk see if we can find where it's made a hole under the house. We found that. It's under the storage area, just like we thought. Set up the trap. I researched what skunks like, what they will go to a trap for. It is peanut butter and molasses on bread. So I did a little chunk of peanut butter and a little chunk of bread with molasses on it. Put it in there and waited. Well, left it overnight. In the middle of the night in the house, you could smell skunk smell. So we knew that we had a skunk in the area that was unhappy. And so early in the morning, we went out and checked it. And yep, little skunk guy in there. The fella that did reply that said that they weren't working until the 5th. He had suggested, or it's like, okay, well, we have a live trap. We'll try to put it out there and see what happens. And he said, remember to cover the trap with a tarp so you don't get sprayed if you have to move the trap. And I thought, oh, that's so smart. So we covered the trap with a tarp, and then in the morning there's a little skunk in it. And so my husband used a fireplace poker to drag it's a wire cage, to drag the wire cage out away from the house so that if he continued to be mad about it, he wasn't continuing to spray the house. And then one of the other wildlife people contacted us and said that he could come pick the skunk up that day, later in the day, though, several hours later. But we thought, yeah, that's good, because otherwise, what are we going to do with the skunk? So we set up a ladder over it with some shade because it was a really hot day and I was worried about him in that trap, and kept the tarp over, but with some air movement, and all good. Skunk got picked up and taken away, and all good. So we have an RV trip coming up in a couple of weeks. Excited about that, and I will share it with you. Oh, I guess one more thing that I want to mention here at the end. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it, because this one ran long. Please check out my two brothers run a paranormal, high strangeness and paranormal YouTube channel, and they just posted a new live chat on that channel with some people who they went on a paranormal cruise with. I didn't know you could do paranormal cruises until they went on this cruise. So if you want to check that out, they've got a great channel. Subscribe to them. They're always fun, full of interesting news about UFOs, high strangeness, and cryptids and stuff. And, I write about that kind of stuff. And if you want to see people who go and explore that kind of stuff, then you need to check out my brother's channels, Under the Oregon Moon. I'll put a link to that too. And there you go. That's it. That is the end of this Monday Monk. Hopefully there will be more Monday Monks right on its heels. Remember to subscribe to my newsletter below, because that's where you will get my most recent news and the knit toys. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.